They're red or green. Do they taste different?
Teamwork here at SOLA. And so our green lentils are what we used in this recipe. You can see they're kind of not really green, they're more like yellowish once they start to cook. There's other varieties of lentils that you can do. There are red lentils. Those are going to cook much more, really scientific word, mushy. They remind me more of hummus as opposed to these that kind of stay intact. They keep their shape better, which is what we really want in our salad here. So your goal is to not overcook these so that they start to crack and break down in your salad. We have here our salmon. What I've done to it to prepare it is rinsed it under cold water, patted it dry with a paper towel, which will help reduce some of that fishy smell that most people don't enjoy when they're eating fish. Not what we're going for. This fish is boneless, skinless, wild-caught salmon. That is your biggest goal here when buying any type of fish, is to buy the wild-caught variety. And that is because, first of all, it's more sustainable to the environment. Who doesn't love the environment? It also is something that's going to have more of those heart-healthy, what kind of fats? Anybody? You get free samples if you answer.
Omega-3.
Omega-3 fats.
Omega-3s, exactly. So omega-3s are unsaturated fats. Those are the ones that are heart healthy, also good for our brains. Why do we need fat in our lives? What does it do for us? And don't say make you fat, because that's not entirely true. Fat actually carries vitamins, minerals for us in our body. It's essential in cell maintenance. It adds a lot of pizzazz when you're cooking. It really adds some drama. So we put olive oil down already onto our hot pan so we can prevent sticking. We're going to just cook our salmon on each side for about 3-4 minutes or so. We have our arugula here. So arugula is a dark leafy green, and it is something that's going to be higher in vitamin K. Okay, that's what we're going for here in our lives. And we're going to add some fresh flat leaf parsley. Again, with adding more of the flavors, you'll notice I'm not adding any salt to any of this. We have a bunch of red onions that we've diced very small. Now, if you're like me and you cry miserably when you chop onions, which is why I chopped them before you all got here, you can buy them already chopped and frozen. Just make sure there's no salt added. Okay? And then we're going to make a little bit of a vinaigrette here. So we have red wine vinegar we're adding. We have, oh no, we spilled the olive oil. We have olive oil. Apparently did not want to be eaten today. Good thing we can improvise. So our olive oil is also going to have what kinds of fats in it for us?
Omega-3.
Anybody? What are those heart-healthy fats that we just talked about?
Omega-3
Fatty
fatty acids.
acids.
Unsaturated fats. That's that category you're looking for. The unsaturated fats. So mono-unsaturated. Yeah, no samples for you guys, please.
Potato chips.
The mono-unsaturated and the poly-unsaturated fats. That is what you're going for in your life. Saturated fats and trans fats, not going for those at all. Those are the ones to eliminate or reduce in your diet.
Butter.
Butter.
You'll notice there's no butter that we're cooking with. So our salmon here, you'll see it's becoming opaque on the other side. So that's how you know it is starting to be done. Okay? Our olive oil casualty has also impacted our black pepper. I'm really just moisturizing over here with all this oil we have going on. I'm going to add a little bit of that to our salad. And then we are also going to add our Dijon mustard. Now this recipe itself calls for only a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I personally really like the taste of Dijon mustard. It brings a lot to the dish without any extra fat, any extra sugar. So I like to, when I'm doing this at home, I'll put a little bit more than that teaspoon in. Okay. I'm also going to squeeze a little bit of lemon over here. And then we're going to let that just sit a little while our salmon finishes so that all those flavors combine together. I'm going to black pepper the other side of our salmon over here. And that's all we did to our salmon, just black pepper, no salt. Our lentils here are boiling away. The best way to tell if they're done is to actually taste the food you're making. I'll put a fork in here to I made them real nervous for a minute. And you'll see, realistically, there's not a lot to this meal. That's really the bulk of the fun here. We're adding our lentils while they are still warm to our arugula salad. So our lentils are going to provide us with heart health because they are high in what type of nutrient? Anybody know? You get a prize if you answer. It's food. They are high in fiber. Fiber helps us in many, many ways. What we all don't like to talk about. It helps with our regular bowel function. Also helps with reducing cholesterol. Binds to cholesterol in your body. Helps excrete it as opposed to having it stored. Also going to help tremendously with weight loss and weight maintenance. Fiber is digested slower, so it increases your feeling of fullness. Also very important for somebody who is diabetic, going to help control that blood sugar. Okay, so that is literally all we've done. I know, it's so exciting. You guys can hardly contain the excitement, I can tell. And your lentils here have wilted the rest of your arugula, which is what, hence the warm lentil salad. So I'm going to get our salmon and just, it's not going to look pretty because I'm going to chop it up into itty bitty pieces so you all can try it, so don't judge me on presentation. But then you are more than welcome to come on up and have yourself a sample, grab a recipe, grab one of my cards, ask me any questions that you have. Yes. As easy as that. Look, you just put dinner on the table. Isn't that fabulous? So let me just get this salmon organized, and then you can come on up. What I'm going to do is just break it up a little bit. And so you can tell it's done because it breaks apart easily here. Okay, opaque on both sides. Flakes away easily with a fork is another good way to test it there. And we have our lemon slices, and I really like to just add lemon slices at the end over the whole thing of salmon. Also a great meal that you can split into a lunch for the next day. You can have your salad there, and you can have that salad without the salmon. So say you're not in the mood to have the exact same thing again, but you still have this as leftovers. So take maybe just the salad to work instead. You're still going to have protein from your lentils. And then you can use your salmon in some other dish. Maybe pair it with another whole grain like quinoa, another vegetable like green beans, something like that. Again, this is not pretty, so don't judge me. But it's effective for you all being able to have a sample. And there's some water up here as well if you'd like to help yourself to that. Have you use a fork for our salmon. And again, just going to finish it with a little bit of lemon. If you'd like to have more lemon on yours, feel free to grab one off this plate up here. You all are the last demo, so knock your socks off. Ta-da! Should I bow